Roger, copy.
Cool. Welcome everyone to the first MoonDAO Town Hall of 2026. Happy New Year's, happy holidays. We're finally back to our regular weekly town halls after a couple-week break here for the holidays. I guess it's been about 3 weeks since our last town hall. So welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, Pablo, how you doing?
Hey, doing well. Yeah, excited to kick off 2026, and yeah, excited to hear about hear all the final reports from all the projects. We've got a big town hall today where everyone's reporting on all the work that they did last quarter, and then also we're kicking off the new project system, and seems like we've got a bunch of activity and ideation and a lot of people reaching out about their projects, and so I think we're gonna have a good turnout in terms of people submitting projects, which is great. So yeah, excited for all the above.
Yeah, some cool ideas starting to come through. Love to see all that. Yeah, busy town hall today. I guess before we get into the Q4 final reports and our demo day, which is the headliner here for today, we will chat just a little bit more about the Q1 proposal process, because it is coming up here relatively quick. Like Pablo said, we are already getting a couple of proposal submissions coming through and lots of ideas coming through. But yeah, we're moving from kind of a more ad hoc weekly governance cycle where you could submit at any time to this new seasonal governance cycle. So we'll have one kind of round of voting here for projects in Q1. And yeah, if you have an awesome space idea or you're looking for funding for your project here in Q1 to get it off the ground, a little bit of seed funding, we want to talk to you. We want to see your ideas. We want to have them submitted in the cycle. We will be funding the top 50% of voted on projects, or up to, budget allowing. We do have a set budget that's, calculation as part of our NetLick. But this quarter, on a per project basis, per the recently passed V8 project proposal system, we have up to 2.08 ETH, which is about $6,600, which is kind of the cap for projects that they can submit. But you don't need to submit up to the max. I mean, you shouldn't feel like you need to max out the budget. I mean, it's actually kind of more in your favor to, keep the budget tight and keep it down to what you need for the project. But yeah, Pablo, anything you want to add there?
Yeah, I wrote a note in our Discord in the general channel. But yeah, essentially, the decision that everyone will make in the community when they're looking at these projects is, do the benefits outweigh the costs? And so, the lower your costs, the more likely you'll be approved. And then if you are approved, then you're eligible to receive retroactive rewards, which last year were a majority of the funds that the DAO dispersed. So I think people should, game theory wise, optimize for being accepted, being, joining and being a part of the rewards program, rather than, maxing out the total budget they can receive up front. I know that it's maybe human psychology. You see the maximum, it's like, okay, well, I'll go for the maximum. But I just want to caution people that, hey, it might be in your interest actually to ask for a little bit less, just to cover the actual costs of the project, the things that you really need to get off the ground, and then show it your impact over the quarter, and receive more rewards that way. So a little feel there.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't feel like you need to max out the budget. Do as much with as little as you can to just prove the value of the project. And we've had projects with basically no budget too that do really amazing work and get handsomely rewarded in the retroactive rewards cycle at the end of the quarter too. So I don't think we need to go through every slide here, but yeah, we're moving from the weekly voting into this more strategic quarterly governance cycle, so we can have a little bit higher signal, and we can really focus our efforts on the top quality projects for each quarter. So yeah, the deadline is in a week. so January 15th. But like if you have ideas, right now would be the time to share them in ideation, just kind of gather feedback, perhaps gather support, gather people on your team. It's a great way to just kind of float the idea and see how the community feels about it. And then actually putting it together in a proposal by January 15th is where we need to go. And then after that, we'll have the formal submission and the Senate review. And the week after that will be a town hall presentation by the eligible projects. And a voting cycle will open up after that for about 5 days. So, a week before the end of the month or so, we should have our top 50% of the projects up to the reward cycle, or up to the reward budget amount.
Yeah, and I guess just to piggyback off of what Ryan said, I really, really highly encourage people to not just go straight to a submission, but to talk about your idea in the Discord. Don't feel shy or like someone's gonna steal it or something like that. There's a lot of people with a lot of great context within the DAO, and I think we can workshop and sharpen proposals before they get through a submission. Usually, it just takes a couple people in the forum to give you a little bit of feedback to steer it into a successful proposal, and the earlier you get that feedback, the better. And then it also kind of helps get people's heads wrapped around it when they go out to vote, and they see that, hey, I recognize this person. I actually helped put this proposal together with them, or gave them some advice, and it was reflected in there. So I think it goes a long way, and it's a cool way of kind of just working through ideas as a community. So
yeah. Iron sharpens iron, and a lot of people have good ideas or good connections. Like, you never know, the network that we have in MoonDAO is growing. We have people all over the world, so maybe you feel like you're just kind of on your own working on this idea, but you shouldn't have to be alone when you're working on this idea or this project. Like, you can get support from other people in the community, not just me or Pablo, obviously, but people all over the world who might be like, oh, I know somebody who's working on a similar thing or in a similar location. So maybe here's how I can help, or how I can contribute, or I can lend my skills to whatever the project is that you're working on here. So yeah. January 15th deadline. It's kind of just repetitive here, but yeah, up to 6.6K roughly for each project. So bring your coolest and best ideas. I do see, just going to say, Frank White, I see you in the audience here on YouTube, but I will remind you that you have to jump into the StreamYard link that I sent you, Frank, if you can hear me. But yeah, so this is going to be a good showcase here today. We're going to have some of the final reports from projects that were happening during Q4. So maybe that also gets some of your gears turning about cool past projects and things that people have worked on. In our last town hall 3 weeks ago, we did do the kind of year retrospective, looking back at all we did during 2025. So it's a lot more than the projects that are going to be featured here today. So that'll give you even better ideas, kind of the cool things that we've worked on in the past here. So yeah, I guess a couple questions, like what if your project will take multiple quarters? We do recommend breaking it up into like quarterly milestones, or working on whatever aspect of a larger project you need within this Q1 cycle. And then if all goes well, you can submit it in Q2, like a follow-up mission. But it is possible, like sometimes there are overlapping dates, or the project does need to extend beyond a quarter for whatever reason. And you can't do that. You just need to be proactive in notifying the Senate and leadership that the project will extend beyond the original date, and you would eventually end up submitting your final report in Q2, or if need be later on in Q3. So yeah, we have flexibility in terms of the timeline there, but you just need to be kind of transparent, and it's best if you can break it up into small chunks. So yeah, join the Discord, submit your idea in the ideation channel on Discord, get the conversation going. And, early next week or by next Thursday, you can submit the refined kind of proposal, and we'll be moving through the cycle. I think we've got, some really cool ideas kind of floating up that we've heard people talking about. So looking forward to seeing what all comes together here by the end of the by the end of next week. So yeah. Anything else we can cover there, Pablo?
Yeah, I think I might have noticed something that on the previous slide that was not correct. I think the last one might be just a hallucination there by the AI. We welcome people to submit proposals that are outside of our community. In fact, many people do that. This is kind of like their first time of joining the community. I don't think that we have it as a requirement that you need to hold vMOONEY before starting a project. Just wanted to call that out.
Yeah, great clarification. Yeah, anyone can submit ideas, but I will just say we have had people submit ideas in the past, and we don't know like who they are to talk to or communicate with if they're not in the Discord, because you can submit directly through the website and it'll come through, but then it's kind of just like a closed door to have the communication about like maybe changing some things or giving feedback to the proposal. So absolutely submit your proposal, but do jump in, let us know, let's talk about it, and say, hey, this was my proposal if you were one of these people that has submitted a kind of anonymous project proposal in the past couple of days.
Right. And I mean, I will also mention, like, I will give favoritism to people that are MoonDAO citizens and that have participated in the community and have been voting on things, because you kind of get an idea of who they are, and you see that they're committed to the organization, and so but that's just me. I favorite people that I know are committed and part of the community.
Right. Yeah. I mean, people who are involved with us, we have a relationship with. I mean, it's a little easier to put your trust in them that they're going to do a good job or going to be working hard on this project as opposed to just anyone. But it's not too late to jump in the community and introduce yourselves, tell us about your background, tell us about your idea. And in any case, like if you have a really great idea, we are very much a meritocracy that values kind of like what are the cool ideas, who's doing great work. So don't feel dissuaded if you haven't like jumped in and formally introduced yourself, because there's still plenty of time for that. But cool. But yeah, I guess we can switch gears now that we've covered the Q1 projects kind of timeline. We'll still be talking about this in the weeks to come, but bring us your ideas. And right now we can switch gears into the Q4 2025 final reports. I guess, Pablo, we've got you on stage, so we might as well start it off with the executive branch proposal. I will bring up the final report here, or the slideshow for the final report. And yeah, feel free to take it away, Pablo.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I guess before I start, I'm going to try my best to not be repetitive with the MoonDAO Wrapped about 3 weeks ago, where we went over like the whole year. So this is just what we did over the last quarter, and reviewing some of the goals that we have. Just I guess for context, we set goals on a 6-month period. So this is kind of like a midpoint review in a way. It's like we're looking at how we've done over the last 3 months, and but the goals are still ongoing, and so we're kind of just sharing our progress as we try to get to the final end of Q1. Like these are our final metrics that we want to hit. Yeah, there's three main goals that the executive branch has this time around. So one is the launch pad. So this is the building our economic engine. The second is around core operations, so like our migration of our governance stack, and kind of keeping the lights on, doing a lot of the stuff behind the scenes to make everything work, do these town halls, etc. And then the last one is expanding the network, which is our network of citizens, of organizations that we support and provide services to, job listings and our job board, everything that we've built around the network, the marketplace that we have as well. Yeah, so with the first goal, I think we're solidly on track. I mean, I guess the thing there says in progress, but we we launched the first kind of beta of the launchpad to support Space Camp, and it was a success. We hit our goal. We got a bunch of great feedback. We basically tested end to end all of the technology that we built, and it worked. So pretty cool. And now we're gearing up towards our first more ambitious raise, and that'll be launching here soon. And you'll hear all about it, I'm sure, over the next couple weeks. So yeah, that's goal number one. Goal number two, executive functions and governance. We actually, happy to report, Jade has been leading this and has now basically code completed and tested the entire governance stack, and we're now in the process of migrating all of the code over, or migrating over to this new governance stack. We're doing it as we're switching over to this new project system, so it's kind of going to roll out over the next few weeks as we wrap up the last quarter and go into this new quarter. And then under this umbrella is also just all of the kind of day-to-day operations of the DAO, which I think we've been doing a good job at. And the last one is the space acceleration network growth. So we have a few hard metrics around our goals with this. The big top level one is that we want to reach 150 citizens by the end of Q1. We're currently lagging on that metric. We should be around 200 right now. We're in the 160s. But we're gonna emphasize this more over the next quarter. I think that we're gonna, especially as we're ramping up with this new launchpad raise, we're definitely gonna be making a lot of noise and reaching a lot of people. So yeah, I think that it's still very possible to hit that 250 mark. Yeah, basically doubling the network almost over the 6-month period here. We also have metrics around the number of job postings that we want to see, the number of things on the marketplace, and yeah, we're making our way through that, and it's going to be a much a bigger focus for us over the next 3 months. Okay, yeah. So I guess these slides dive into each of these, but yeah, we've built a bunch of the stuff around the launchpad, ran through. Yeah, we didn't actually hit our goal. We almost doubled it. We received over $6,000 on chain, but then we also received an off chain contribution of $5,000 as well. So, pretty solid. And we were able to address a bunch of stuff, a bunch of feedback that we got from people. And yeah, we've got this upcoming raise. Our goal is to raise over $1 million, by the way, it's a big goal, and I think that I think we'll hit it. But yeah, we've been laying the foundation towards this for a long time. Core operations, yeah, we actually have a bunch of funds still in, we've I think, I don't know the number on there. Yeah, we've got a good amount of budget still left over for the next three months, so we're doing good on that. And yeah, reducing expenses that we have. Yeah, I'm gonna speed through this because I've kind of talked about this a little bit already. But yeah, all of the work that we're doing with governance, our migration over to the next quarter, and then the network. So these are some of the metrics I was talking about. So we're trying to hit the it says 200 on there, but I think we want to hit 250. The halfway target would be 200, and up the number of job listings. We've had a good amount of job listings that have been posted on the network, but we also set an expiration for them, so they're kind of constantly fresh. So a few of them have expired, but we're going to try to get it up to 10 active job listings for the community there. And yeah, this is talking about our plan for the next quarter around growing the network, which I've already touched on. And yeah, that's basically it. We're really focused on building out the Launchpad. We had a really successful first demo. We're ramping up towards this first big raise. I think we've been doing pretty well on core operations and handling this very big migration of all of our governance over, and now we're going to focus a lot on building out the network. So yeah, that's it for me. I'll pass it back to you, Ryan.
Cool. Thank you, Pablo. Yeah, a little bit of a rehash from what we did a couple weeks ago with the MoonDAO Wrapped, but yeah, I think we're in a pretty good position here moving forward for Q1. There was just, we had to shift our focus in some instances, like the Space Camp fundraiser that took our up. Perhaps some of these metrics, but we're going to be shifting back into them here in Q1. So yeah, we're still on track fiscally and with our objectives here. But I will mention for all of you tuned in here live, you can check out the full written final reports. We decided to do something a little bit different here with these kind of visual presentations as opposed to just screen sharing a document. But if you're in the Discord, you can go to the announcements channel. All the final reports are linked there, and they'll also be on the website here by the time the votes go live for the retroactive rewards for these projects. So yeah, feel free to dive into all the metrics, ask any questions too. Cool. Sweet. Anything else, Pablo?
No, that's basically it for me. I guess just closing up, I want to say that, yeah, I'm really excited for 2026, and that, yeah, we've done a bunch of work over the past year to set up a foundation for really scaling MoonDAO and building sustainable revenue with the Launchpad. I guess something that's not included in the report, but has been also a big focus for us, especially over the last month, was we did like a really big kind of optimization and simplification of stuff on the website, trying to make things snappier, faster, reducing complexity. And yeah, I think one of the metrics that we pulled out of there is that we reduced the load time on the page by 40%. So we've almost doubled the speed of the website, which is pretty big. And yeah, we're working towards just making the whole thing a little bit lighter, especially for people that are not on crazy internet connections. I live in San Francisco, so Wi-Fi is very ubiquitous, but we want to make sure that the website is accessible to people all over the world. And then I guess one last thing that I'll mention is, we do currently restrict the website to Europe, and we want to open up access. I know that's kind of a sticking point for a lot of people that want to be a part of MoonDAO that are in Europe. We're working through GDPR stuff, and hopefully we'll have something figured out there soon, because we really do want to open up the doors there. So, yep, that's all for me.
Absolutely, yeah, that'd be big. Yeah, and shout out to Jade, Colin, Miguel on the dev side of things. We're quiet and behind the scenes, but doing a lot of awesome work there. Their specific contributions and some of the OKRs are listed more in detail in the written final report. So do check that out. But cool. Thank you, Pablo.
Yeah, very proud of the entire team. Yeah, all the work that everyone's been doing. But yeah, you too, Ryan. We've been doing a great job. So yeah, cool. That's all I have. So we'll keep going along.
Thanks, Pablo. Sweet. We will move on here. I guess I will start calling on people, but I'll call on Rena since she has her camera on here with the Lunar open source Rover standard project. How's it going, Rena?
Cool. Do you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you fine.
Cool. Let's check that I could share the screen. The screen.
You're able to, hopefully.
Yes, I think so.
Let's see it here. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Oh, great.
Okay.
So yeah, we will, I think, do this maybe.
Cool.
And I think I would need your assistance because I would not see myself. Okay,
Oh,
but
okay.
let's maybe do this. So yeah, let's just say in here, and I will switch to the presentation. So I just want to say for everyone, good evening, MoonDAO citizens, and I'm Rina Faber, for those who don't know me. So, and I just want to introduce myself. I'm a planetary scientist, and my work focused on developing risk mitigation strategies to ensure the safety of future spaceflight to the moon. And I also serve as COO at Lunar, where we developing a platform for collaborative space mission design. And I would like to start with that most people think the biggest challenge is challenge of the moon is, and I would try to do focus. So how, oh, okay, I need to do this one more time. Okay,
I think it disappeared here, yeah.
let's do that. So most people think the biggest challenge of the moon is vacuum or radiation or, yeah, cool. Or let's say lunar dust. And let's go all in present mode. And I would strongly agree, especially on the last one, because it's my specialty. And space is hard, but after spending the last 2 months on this project, I was surprised because I couldn't even imagine how wrong I was, because it turned out that the biggest challenge is coordination. And our team, who also here, Rod, Alexa, and Roy, we spent phase 1 of the project researching something that doesn't exist yet. It's an open standard for lunar rovers, or LORS. And today I want to show you what we learned, what we built, and why it matters for everyone who wants to see humans permanently on the moon. And to start, I think I personally prefer to show you 50 pages of technical documentation, but that would be boring, right? And frankly, that complexity is exactly what scares people away, and we gladly realized it early on. And if you want to build a truly global standard, it has to be open to everyone. And there is a challenge we faced that was the main one. GitHub is powerful, but it can be intimidating, and most people who could contribute valuable knowledge don't use it frequently. So we designed the entire system, and I will go into details later, to work with zero coding required. And let me show you what I'm really proud of. I'm going to, going off from the presentation. I will do that frequently today. And I'm going to, I already open our GitHub repository. So it's official MoonDAO and then LORS. And I know what you're probably thinking right now, that GitHub is terrifying thing, and this really scares people away, even rocket scientists. So it's look technical. I will go into details later. Here, I think the most friendly file README, but we need this this part, and here the prompt. It's explained in ALI5, so explain like I'm 5. I just copy it, and let's go, for example, for ChatGPT. Paste it here, and look what we have here. And boom, it's not so quick, but what we have. We just ask what is LORS, and it's really explains like I'm 5 years old, so I would not go into detail and read it here, but what you can see. Yeah, it's really Lego bricks, and for simplicity, I will just exchange it for example, a USB flash drive. So imagine you buy a USB flash drive, but every computer have a different shape port. And for example, for you to print something in the city and to use your flash drive, you have to rebuild it every time or build custom adapter every single time. And that's, I think, that sounds ridiculous, right? So that's our reality today, and that's exactly how we built Lunar rovers today. So here's some parts what we have in our GitHub repository. Also, we have something like in short version. So just summarize. Like 20 years ago, satellites were custom built, multi-million-dollar masterworks. And then came the CubeSat. It's a standard, like 10 centimeters box. And suddenly space was open to everyone. It wasn't about the hardware anymore. It was about the mission. And this is our hope and inspiration for this project. And let me back to presentation. I think you will used to this. Ease of use, data use means nothing if the science isn't real. And for proving our concept that LORS isn't just nice to have, and this is economic and physical necessity. To validate this, we went to experts and we analyzed existing standards, rover architecture, and of course interviewed veterans in the field. And we will continue to do interviews in the future to be able to make statistically significant conclusions. And during this phase one of this project, we made 2 critical discoveries. And first one is, while we have good standards for data, basically how computers talk, we found there is like 0 unified standard for physical building blocks of small rovers. There's like missing USB port. It forces every new team to spend a significant amount of time of their amount of time also, but their budget just reinventing simple adapters. And the second one, we found that because teams lack a shared library of parts, let's say that, they are over-engineering everything. For example, we found out that one rover prototype failed simply because its motors were a few grams too heavy for the standard lander mount. And all of this was confirmed in our interviews, and you could easily read the full story. In a few minutes, I will tell you exactly how you can do it. Overall, one theme keeps coming up in our research. It's interoperability, and basically this means teams want to know that their rovers can plug into any lander, and lander providers want to know they can accommodate any rover. So, and I want to stop exactly here, and I want to specifically thank Kent Nebergel, whose incredible insights and contribution for this project, help us map this whole ecosystem. And let's go back to GitHub, or no, let's go to switch to our ChatGPT, and let's start how to use our platform. Let's say that. I will just ask the status of our project with something simple like what is done so far. Be short and specific. And let's run this and I'll look what it will give us. So that's what we have. Active research phase 1. Yeah, so not yet writing the final standard. Research outputs already in the repository, documentation file, reports, research goal underway, what's not done yet. The official or specification. Okay, so that's how AI mocking humans, that we should do something, but we didn't do this in 2 months. So you can ask it questions, and you can use ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Gemini, whatever you prefer. Just copy paste and ask questions, and every number is baked by source file in the repository. This is the most comprehensive open database of lunar mobility system that exists today, and I'm really proud that we did this in 2 months. And more importantly, the barrier to entry is gone right now, so everyone can easily contribute. And let me back to Git. So let me switch to the presentation. I will show you 2 beautifully put infographics, and then not so beautifully, okay, what could we present? No, we could not. Okay, sorry. Let's do this. So that's basically a LoR's knowledge core. We organize the chaos, rovers, landers, missions, everything in the Markdown, readable by humans and AI, and this is really valuable. And the other thing, we built so-called skill, we specify AI skills. We built 9 of them, and skills is a new feature that's reusable instruction that teach any AI assistant how to research, format, and contribute to the LoR's database. And they are like food recipes. Instead of writing report once, we wrote the code for how to write it, the report itself. And these things allow you to do many valuable things, like when you add information right now, the skills would update the analysis automatically. It's like living library. And so this isn't just data collection, it's infrastructure. And it's basically foundation that scales with every contributor who joins. And over last 2 months, we conducted a deep dive analysis in entire lunar ecosystem. So that's, I already show you, that's our folders with every items. For example, let's go to rovers, and let's what we have. Okay, let's go to this. Here is not too much. Okay, not too much information. Okay, let's go here. So elsewhere. So that's where you can contribute. You can have this information and also skills. Let's show how they look for example, for rovers. So that's the instruction, so the basics instruction that allows you to make reports. For example, let's look at reports itself. For example, this. So that's a lot. Okay, so and this not just AI generated. We of course look into that, and this also, here we have a community engagement document where you could read all insights that we have. It's a short version, by the way. We have a lot more to that. So the great thing about that, you don't need to go to every file, open it, and read it. You can just copy-paste this prompt, this address of Lors, and put it in any chatbot, and you could just ask questions. What could be done? How can you contribute? What specification some rovers have or not have? And just to summarize what we actually deliver in phase 1, I will highlight just 3 pillars. First is a scalable AI-ready architecture that allow us to complete effective work in 2 months. That would typically take half a year with, 5 team members in university lab. Second is 4 comprehensive reports that cover standards, architecture, ecosystem mapping, and community engagement. And these are rigorous technical analysis. And one more thing. Of course, we know that sending people to talk to AI isn't always enough. For those who prefer stability, let's say that, we completed everything into full phase 1 technical report. Whether you like talking to chatbots or reading white papers, we have you covered. And part of this document will be submitted to ISC soon, ISC conference. It will be available online on all our social platforms. And what we have here. So let's also mention lesson learned. And I already told about skill shift that allowed us to make it scalable. And the main thing we realized that for global projects, tools like Git or Web3, creating a wallet, multi-sig, they can be terrifying. We spent weeks teaching people just to submit a file. We're now creating 0 to hero guides to make contributing easy, and I really want to encourage you to make contributions. We also learned that the most important insights happen off camera, so-called publicity kill candor, and we made the decision to keep raw interview transcripts internal to protect our sources. But also we're planning to release some parts of future interviews with valuable insights on our social channels. And so what is next? As already mentioned by Pablo and Ryan, phase 2 of the project is about to go live in 1 week. So phase 2 will be about execution. And first is technical. We are moving from research to drafting the actual or specification. Second is marketing. We are launching campaign to bring contributors in, and not just engineers, anyone passionate about space. And the main thing is retroactive rewards. We are designing a model where contributors get recognized and rewarded for their work. So next week we'll present our full proposal for phase 2. So please look into that.
Hey, Rena, I don't mean to cut you off, but we are coming up quick on time. Just want to.
Yeah, 1 minute. So let me end here with this. So Lunar Base will not build by one company or one country. It will be built by hundreds of teams. And right now, those teams can't easily work together. So there is no shared standard, no common language, and lowers could build that language. And every rover, every profile, new document, every contributor we onboard, this accelerates the construction of the lunar base. And I just want to ask you to join this acceleration by voting followers. You voting for interoperability, you voting for Open Moon, and that makes our shared vision here at MoonDAO community possible. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Rena. Yeah, a lot to digest there, a lot of stuff in the repo. It'd be great to get that in front of more people's eyes, more students, more community members. So yeah, if anybody watching has any questions too, I'd just encourage them to reach out to you or to Rod or other members of the team. We still have the project channel active there too for any questions. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll have the final reports on the website here shortly, but they're in the Discord right now if you want to dive in and check out some more of the info there. So cool. Thank you, Rena. Thank you, Laura's team.
Thanks.
All right, cool. Yeah, next up, I will call on Anastasia with the Art Rocket project follow-up. How's it going?
Hi, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Hope you had a good holiday. Yeah, and looking forward to see what MoonDAO brings this year.
More surprises. Yes, we got good stuff.
Right. So I will be quick. Just let me share.
Do you need me to share anything? Are you sharing? Okay, cool. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah. Okay. Is it mine? All right. So it's a follow-up on the successful Art Rocket project in Brazil. And we've been working on it in total since July till actually even till January. So it's been half of the year working on it. We didn't expect that it will take us so long, but it was true pleasure because one thing led to another. And we, in this follow-up, without any compensation ask or rewards, only maybe in retroactive rewards, since it's been 6 months doing it all together. We just wanted to summarize the objectives. First was, of course, to publish and distribute media that was created during our project in Brazil, which is 14 videos. You can see it here. Yeah. And 13 short videos in social media. MoonDAO was recently posting them, and you all seen it, and you saw the feedback that we got. The comments are amazing. So many comments just saying that it's such an important job that we did together with Unity. aim. We could dig in more into his childhood, into him as a person, and how he looks at the future now, after the flight. Also, Vartan, our media specialist, he dig into archives of that period in Ayman's childhood. It was interesting to see what was going on with Iran and how it all changed when he moved to US. So we're looking forward to publish this. I don't know when, but Ryan, I guess, will tell later on. Apart from that, of course, we licensed the music that was in those videos for the social media, and some of the music was composed by Vartan. Second object, altogether it's 25 gigabytes of video and photos, and it will be archived and preserved for the future of MoonDAO to be used. And I hope it will only help MoonDAO to gain more access to everyone around the world to join the MoonDAO. And second objectives was community growth and engagement. And this we are doing not only through the videos that we posted, but also through the continuation of our target project in Brazil, which is actually sending one MoonDAO citizen to the Baikonur launch. And we created a contest where we involved new citizens. And not only that, also it presented new ideas, creative concepts that can be used in the future for the new proposals in MoonDAO. So out of 14 contestants, we had 5 new MoonDAO citizens. And I know it's not much, maybe 14, but we had 1 week only. We had limited time because of the launch and all the regulations and etc. So if in 1 week 14 people presented such amazing ideas, just imagine if we in the future will have other contests that can involve a longer period of time to prepare. So I think it's a good example and good platform for MoonDAO citizens to do the contest in the future in this kind of style. Apart from that, we also had MoonDAO citizens meetup in Moscow. And thank you to Rina, who presented before me. She helped to organize it. And I think it was first time in history of MoonDAO that we had the get-together in Moscow. And it was really great because there are people from not only Russia, but from Brazil and USA. So spreading the word. And still, I think in coming months, we will see how those videos, this campaign attracts new citizens and involve more people in such honorable projects where you're not only talking about space, but actually helping people. So thank you so much. And I was really happy to do it together with MoonDAO. And hopefully in the future, we can do more. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Just to reiterate, the meetup in Moscow was super cool because I think there were 5 citizens together on the ground without Pablo or me there, which is really cool to see just kind of happen organically, have so many MoonDAO citizens in one place, not have it be something necessarily organized or led by Pablo or myself. So really cool. And the ideas that came through the Baikonur, the Baikonur contest are really cool because some of them are now percolating into real proposals that are looking to be submitted here in the Q1 project proposal deadline next week. So super happy about that. We did have one of the quick videos. Did we want to show that here? And load up one of the cool videos that Vartan did from the Brasilia workshop. It's just a minute long, so let me put that on stage. yours, please. Awesome. Yeah, and I've seen the longer video interview with Iman. Really well done. Looking forward to getting that out there soon. I don't have an exact date, but it should be out there within the next couple of weeks for sure. So awesome. Thank you, Anastasia. Anything else? No? I don't know if we lost you. All right. Cool.
Yes, and I just want to say that the launch contest and the launch itself was also in social media, presented by several MoonDAO citizens. By Julia, he had 30 posts from that. William Rebello also helped a lot with MoonDAO Unity Brazil project, and he was also at the launch and had around 10 posts. So yeah, it's we involve so many people, and it's great that they're spreading the word.
Yeah, super cool to see all the posts after the launch. But cool. All right. Well, thank you. Cool. We will move on to our next presenter, Frank White. Hello, Frank. You there? How's it going?
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing, Frank?
I'm good.
Frank White with the Overview Experience Comparison, or View Effect Comparison Project. So, do you need me to pull anything up, Frank, or are you good?
Yeah, right. Would you just pull up the final report? Could you do that?
Yeah, you want me to? Okay, I will pull that up. If you want to kick things off, I will pull that up while you talk.
Yeah, and how much time should I be taking?
If you said like 10 to 15 minutes would be great, if you, whatever you need there.
Okay, great. All right. So this project, and I want to thank the MoonDAO community and Ryan and Pablo for this. This project was to plan a much larger project that we're going to be launching on January 29th, and that is the Overview Effect Comparison Project. So the problem here is that we have a situation where we have increasing numbers of commercial flights, and more of the people who are flying, they are coming to the commercial flight industry because they want to experience the overview effect, the transformation that astronauts have when they see the Earth from space and in space. So basically, we have a situation where really very few, in fact, almost no one, has flown on more than one carrier or in more than one spacecraft. So the goal is going to be to fly on several carriers and to compare the results. So as the originator of the overview effect, developer of the theory, I'm hoping to be one of our flyers, but it's going to be much bigger than me. We are going to be talking and interviewing other people who will have more than one experience. We're also hoping to go into how virtual reality creates the overview effect. And we have an AI component. Part of the research is to find out if an AI can experience the overview effect. So essentially, that's the problem, and the solution is the project. What we did here was to plan the project itself. And so basically, there were four primary objectives, or four to-dos, you might say. And you can see that under results. Objective, develop a fundraising plan for the project. So that is essentially done. I worked on that with GPT-5, and we have an outline of that. We're also asking key stakeholders to look at the plan. And then Pablo and Ryan came up with, I think, a brilliant idea, which was that people who give funds to the project will have an opportunity to fly as well, if we raise enough money. Ryan is working on the process by which they would be selected. And I can just tell you, when I describe the project to people, and I know everybody I talk to thinks I'm going to ask them for money, which is probably true. But when I say, and donors may have a chance to go, that really does change the conversation. Okay, so let's move on to the second objective, Ryan. The second objective was to create a, where's two? I'm sorry. Obtain
soft commitments one. Yep.
Yeah. Obtain soft commitments of $100,000 to the project. So right now, I think we're at a very clear something like $30,000. We also have another 2 commitments, which would total $26,000. The key there is that funding has to go to a nonprofit. So we need to work out a funding mechanism by which that can happen. And we're working on that. And I think I'm pretty confident I can say that we will have over $50,000. And I also believe that the pipeline has quite a bit more funding in it. And I believe that when we launch the project on the 29th, we'll definitely have the 100,000 in hand. So let's go to the third objective. The third objective is to create a kickoff video to launch the project in January of 2026. Actually, I have created several videos using AI, and I think we actually have videos that we could use, but I'm really not satisfied with them. So we have obtained the support of a very good human videographer, and he is going to do our kickoff video for a very reasonable price. And so we don't actually have the kickoff video that I want in hand, although we do have 1 or 2 that would probably suffice. But by the time we do the kickoff, we do plan to have an excellent video that will outline why we're doing this, the benefit to humanity, and so on. The next objective is to establish contacts with the potential launch service providers, determine their criteria for flight. Essentially, we have done that. We've talked to Blue Origin, we've talked to Virgin Galactic, we've talked to VAST and also SpaceX. I also had a brief conversation today with Voyager about Starlab. And I think we know everything we really need to know about that. And we've had good conversations with all the carriers. And we have a pretty good sense of what the costs are going to be. As a result, we also have contact now with a stratospheric balloon company. And the stratospheric balloon company is going to give us a proposal as well. Therefore, I would say that we've achieved this objective. So that's where we stand with that. We want to move along a little bit further. Right, so I am the project manager, and I did a lot of the work, but also Mary Liz Bender, a good friend and supporter of mine, also did a significant amount of effort especially in the fundraising. Okay, so let's move on to the final one. Yeah, so the Treasury transparency, essentially, we had about an $8,000 grant to do the work, and most of that has been expensed. I'm going to continue. There is a little bit of money left over. I'm going to continue with that, and most of that money is going to go to the video. So I'm going to keep working on all these objectives for the next 3 weeks, and I'm pretty confident that we'll meet all the expectations by the time we do the launch. And then, of course, the big work will begin, and that's going to be fundraising for the actual flights. And in phase 1, I would suspect we will have 1 suborbital flight, and then we'll see where it goes from there in terms of phase 2 for another suborbital. And it's a little early to look behind that to orbital flights. But that's essentially our report. I do want to say again, thanks to the MoonDAO community for your support. It's been terrific to get to work on this project. And I'm really confident that the major project that will follow is going to benefit greatly from this planning period. So thanks again, Ryan. Thanks again, Pablo. Thanks to everybody who has been supporting this. And thanks to MoonDog. MoonDog is here. I'm sorry, I forgot you. Yes, you made a big difference.
MoonDog credit as well, but yeah.
Give MoonDog credit, and she will take any payment in dog food. Thank you very much, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, everyone paying attention obviously got some great alpha or ideas for what's coming next here based on this final report. So stay tuned. Exciting stuff to come. But yeah, thank you so much, Frank.
Thank you.
All right, cool. We do have one more final report from Alex with ASRI. I did see him jumping in earlier, but his connection is kind of spotty on the train, I guess. So I might try to do my best. I'll try to do my best here to give a brief summary of what they were working on with the ASRI Rodent Research 20 project. They were basically, they had this group of space mice, a reproductive colony of space mice that were on the ISS that returned to Earth, all female space mice, and they returned to Earth for scientific studies, but lost their funding essentially, and were at risk of essentially being, eliminated. So Alex and KUMC came to the MoonDAO community and asked for help with some bridge funding to support the space mice. So yeah, per the final report here, the mission was actually extended by providing another 5 months of colony maintenance, exceeding the original 3-month objective by over 60%. So yeah, the colony still remains intact. And they did initiate a phase 1 of the fundraising campaign, which has been launched on a GoFundMe at this time. So they are seeking other funds to continue the project. There are funds still left here in the multi-sig that MoonDAO funded that will need to be sent to the KMUC team by the end of the month. But yeah, the initial goal was just to extend the survival timeline of these mice for 3 months. And obviously those 3 months have passed and are going beyond that. But the ultimate goal is to raise $1 million to fund it for an additional 3 years for ongoing research. And the value of these mice is obviously in the fact that, these female mice went to space. They were hit with radiation by living aboard the space station. And now we can see kind of what are the long-term ramifications on reproduction from subsequent generations of space mice that are born after that. So yeah, the original 3-month objective has been extended here to 5 months. There was some issues, I guess some learnings here. Initially, the project was funded for a larger value, and ETH kind of dropped in the amount of time between when it was funded and when the actual transactions were executed. So it was decided at the time to keep half of the funds in the wallet and convert them at a later date. If ETH might rebound a little bit, it has somewhat. But yeah, the idea is here to still send the funds no later than the end of the month. So yeah, the campaign on GoFundMe is live. It was kicked off at the end of November, and it's just basically a charity-only fundraising effort going directly to this campaign via GoFundMe, and it's secured over $1,000 in donations. There is the link here, gofundme.com/f/save-the-space-mice. It's also linked in the final report. But yeah, they're continuing to ramp up here in phase 2 to work on a crypto-based raise in cooperation with MoonDAO via the MoonDAO Launchpad, same as we use with Space Camp, to perform a larger fundraise in the near future. There are some QR codes here, so you can check out the original proposal and also go directly to the live GoFundMe campaign. But yeah, that was basically the core objective of this proposal when it was initially submitted, was just to extend the survivability of the space mice and ensure that there are other avenues to potentially find long-term salvation for these space mice. So in that sense, the objectives were achieved. And yeah, it's just a matter of moving on to the next funding and campaign cycle to secure a longer-term home, or not a longer-term home, but a longer-term funding source for these space mice. So yeah, I'm sure I didn't do it full justice there as Alex would have done, but as I've mentioned a couple times now, the final reports are available in the Discord. So do check those out. You can read through the full details there. And yeah, that's basically it for our 5 projects here for Q4 2025. Really cool, varied amount of things that are happening within the MoonDAO community. Hopefully that gives you guys a better idea of kind of some of the things we've been working on recently, and maybe some directions for where you could go for a Q1 project proposal. If you're kind of, got some ideas in your head, you can see we do quite a wide variety of things, from the overview effect, humanitarian art rocket projects, to biological space mice research, and open source Lunar Rover standards, and everything that we're building on the MoonDAO platform, basically to support these efforts. So yeah, once again, January 15th is the deadline. Submit your ideas, get them into ideation. These 5 projects, they're going to be going up to a vote here shortly, either end of day today or tomorrow. We'll have these live on the voting platform on MoonDAO's website. And now it's up to the MoonDAO community. So basically, we're going to be distributing retroactive rewards for Q4 to these projects and to these contributors. And yeah, now it's the MoonDAO members, MoonDAO community's chance to say which projects you valued more, which projects had the biggest impact. Basically, it's kind of a vote of, what did you like? What had the biggest impact? What would you like to see more of in the future? So you'll be able to cast your votes on a percentage basis, distribute 100% of your voting power to these 5 projects as you see fit. Obviously, you don't want to just do 20% across the board, but you can distribute more or less to any given project depending on how you evaluate the final reports, how you evaluated these presentations, and what you think about it and what you'd like to see keep happening. So yeah, it'll be going live here soon. We'll send out announcements and social posts and pings in the Discord once that vote goes live, but stay tuned for that. And yeah, otherwise, that is it for the MoonDAO demo day this week. And we will be shifting gears here next week and the week beyond that into our new Q1 cycle, where hopefully we'll have some really cool, awesome projects that really move the needle forward for the MoonDAO community and the space industry as a whole. So thank you everyone for joining us today and sticking sticking through with us on this first kind of longer MoonDAO Town Hall of 2026, but there was a lot to share and a lot more to come this year. So yeah, we will see you again next week, same time, same place. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Welcome to MoonDAO, a revolutionary governance model and mission-oriented community that's reshaping collaboration in the space industry. Our mission is to create a self-sustaining, self-governing settlement on the moon to act as a launch point into the cosmos. MoonDAO is governed like a nation, with its own economy, constitution, voting system, treasury, elections, and senate, but internet native, and so without the limitations of geography. In 2022, we sent our first member to space, showcasing our model's capacity for real-world impact. Now, we're implementing key solutions for global collaboration in the space industry. We offer a borderless, permissionless platform that enables everyday people to participate in the future of space development and exploration. Be part of our lunar legacy and join the MoonDAO movement today.